Romsås has had a bad reputation.
This is like a minority team?
Yeah, we don't have one girl that have both parents from Norway.
4 years ago, they tried to make a girls' team.
There is a lack of teams with minority players, I think, in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we're kind of on the same mission.
Yeah.
So how can we get the girls to stay in the club, stay on the team, and have high ambitions?
Do you feel like you are supported in your household playing football?
The girls was just happy to play football.
That's beautiful. If everyone took responsibility the way you did, we would have a lot of girls' teams.
Marcus is a 23-year-old guy who loves football. I'm a student, I'm a teacher, and I'm a coach. I also play football. I've been a coach now for 6 years. My first touch with football, it was so early that I really don't remember my first touch, but my first memory is my father bringing me out with a small ball and we played together. My father was a football player back in his country, in Gambia, and he also was my coach when I first started playing football. Then I was just 5 years old. So for as long as I can remember, football has been a part of my life. Through football I learned teamwork, but I also learned a lot about myself, how much you have to work to reach your goals, how you are dependent on other people to reach your goals, and how ups and downs is a part of being a football player and a part of life itself. Football was everything. As many kids in the area, my dream was to become a football player. And I'm still young, but that dream isn't as big now as it was back then. When I started coaching, I was just thrown into it. They asked the players in the under-19s team, would you like to become a coach? Because if you coach, you play for free. And that's why I started. But I also had some interest of coaching. I started coaching a boys team, boys under 13s, and I learned quickly how huge of an influence you actually are when you become a coach. How much some little things that you say can become the difference in some players' life or careers, positive or negative. Through these 6 years of coaching, not just evolved as a coach, but also a lot as a person. I can see that in my daily life as well. I really want to reach far as a coach. I have huge goals. I can remember that when I was maybe 13, 14 years old, there was a female team in Romsås. I don't know what happened. Since that, female football or women's football haven't been something on the agenda of the club or the clubs in the area. The girls themselves wanted to start a team here at Romsås. So they asked the club, can we make a team here? And one of the leaders at the club said, yeah, of course. The plan wasn't for me to coach the girls. I was coaching a boys under 16 team. I helped with the team. I said that I'd like to help because I saw that it was important to the girls. I had some training sessions, some more training sessions, and after a month I decided to become their coach. I saw the scholarship post at the Unisport site, and they said something that really touched me, and they said if you'd like to make a positive change in the world through football, then you should apply. And I thought of this for a couple of days, and I thought, yeah, what I'm doing now is a positive change for the world, and why not bring Unisport along on this journey? This area, Romsås, is like my family area. I think that people from outside, when they come here, they feel that togetherness in the area. Romsås, over the years since it was built, has had a bad reputation. The area was kind of rough in the earlier years, in the 80s, 90s. It was way rougher than it is now. And through that time, we have gotten a reputation that isn't earned by the people that live here right now. This area is really nice. Everybody feels that they are safe here. They feel that they are safer here than if they walk or went to other places in the city. So that reputation is quite unfair. This is the Romsås Wall of Fame with a lot of important people from Romsås. And me and my friends joke all the time that I'm going to stand above them all like this.
Hey Marcus, nice to meet you. Finally, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. So 4 years ago, they tried to make a girls' team, but couldn't succeed because the coaches wouldn't show up and there wasn't so much stability.
Yeah.
And then it was actually a coincidence that you started coaching them.
Yeah.
Because you had practice after the girls, if I understood right.
Before the girls.
Before the girls?
Yeah.
And then you just stayed there.
Yeah.
Because no one was there to coach the girls and you coached them.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I mean, if everyone took responsibility the way you did, we would have a lot of girls' teams running around. What did the girls say?
I saw that they was really happy when they played football. That it meant a lot.
Yeah.
And I felt that it was even more giving to coach them than maybe some of the boys.
Yeah.
Because, you know, boys, everybody wants to be Messi and Ronaldo and everybody thinks they're the best. So they're just looking for an opportunity to go further in their career.
Yeah.
Every guy wants that, to go to a better team, a better club. The girls was just happy to play football.
The boys focus only on the football part and the girls focus only on the social part.
Yeah.
So how can we get the girls to be more ambitious and stay in the club, stay on the team and have high ambitions?
Yeah, I think that the most important thing is that they get introduced to football early.
Mm-hmm. This is like a minority team?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have one girl that have both parents from Norway in our team. So
out of 16 girls, not a single one has both parents that are originally Norwegian.
No. Yeah, and you see a girl from Somalia and a girl from Sri Lanka as best friends, and so everybody's together. Yeah, I think that they can feel at home here, like they wouldn't feel maybe any other place, because there is a lack of teams with minority players.
Yeah.
In this country, in the whole, I think in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. In Denmark too.
Yeah.
So we're kind of on the same mission.
Yeah.
What are some of the struggles with your girls' teams?
I think one of the struggles is that many of them don't see how they can combine football with other activities and school maybe. They have a lot of responsibility at home. The girls have a lot of responsibility for their younger siblings. Maybe sometimes their parents are at work late, they have to make some food. They have this responsibility, and then it's difficult to focus on football as well. Especially with school, everybody has to have a good education, good grades. And then if you have a test in 2 days and you have a training today, maybe you won't prioritize the training because you have to read for the test.
Yeah.
Of course you have your female players or even male players that they look up to, but not many players that they can see themselves in. Not many female players that comes from places with many cultures and many ethnicities. There aren't many female players that comes from those kind of places here in Norway. When the people that make it are or feel close to you, that's when you get inspired the most.
Yeah.
When we are going to watch the game tomorrow,
Yeah.
they'll see, some of them maybe see women football players for the first time.
Yeah.
And just by doing that, they are getting closer.
Since I was a child, when I was young and wild, nobody could ever tell me there was nothing to overwhelm me. I thought I was cool when I left school. Took some time for me to realize I don't need this disguise. Baby,
Had you seen a women's game before?
First time.
Did you get surprised? Yeah? Of how good it was?
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be awesome that if what we are trying to do now, that we make a change so that in 5 and 10 years, there will be some girls with different ethnicities in the national team. And some of that change may come from you. That's what we are trying to do here. So in this process, what do you think we should focus on? What do you think we should do?
Prioritize training and set goals. Prioritize the football.
I think we need more teams with girls who have minority background, so more can attend to practice.
The game we saw yesterday, did you get inspired in any way?
If it was something, a minority girl there, we would get more inspired because they would see their way to the national team.
So in some cultures, maybe the girls aren't allowed to play. What can we do about that?
We have to show them that it's a good thing. It's a good thing that
Football is for everyone and everyone should be able to play.
Yeah, I agree. What are the obstacles?
I think,
Yeah.
people prioritize other things like school, and have more focus on those things.
So do you find it difficult to play football and focus on school at the same time? Or
For some, it can be a challenge, yes.
Do you feel like you are supported in your household with what you're doing in your spare time, playing football?
I don't feel like it's a problem for them. I feel like they don't really, they don't care. It doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
At any point.
I see. So they don't think that you shouldn't play, but they don't really care if you play.
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you think it would be easier for girls like yourself to maybe reach far in football if the support from home were a bit more? Yeah?
You can see that, for example, in the Norwegian national team that we watched yesterday, all the girls are Norwegian ethnically because it's more prioritized for Norwegian parents to take their girls to sports and set money to it and get them to big clubs, but not for us actually, minority girls.
What I want to ask you is, how did you make the girls take responsibility? Did you ask them something, or yeah?
To me, it was actually a process. I just slowly started from scratch telling the girls to pick up the cones and collect the balls. And I know this sounds very basic, but to them it was still new because they hadn't played on a team before. So this team culture and team spirit about picking up the responsibility, taking in the gear and taking it out was the first step. And slowly, as that became a habit, I could see, okay, the same two persons are the one taking the same responsibility every single time, which meant they really wanted this. And they really wanted for it to work and things to be in balance and harmony.
Yeah.
And I was right, because today they are the ones coaching younger girls. But you should take it slowly and see if they like it when you give them more and more responsibility and how they react to it. And many times I would also like take their hand and go with them at practice with younger girls to see if they had the courage to do it.
Yeah, that sounds good, because one of the struggles is that when two people take responsibility, the rest of the team tend to lean on them too much. So after a while it becomes tiring, and they feel like, okay, this is just another platform where I have to take responsibility. So to find that balance, I think that's what's the most difficult thing. Yeah, the perfect picture is that we have a team in every age group, and that every age group has a team of coaches that are behind them, that are resourceful, that have the right intentions to bring not only the players forward but the club forward, and that we are all together in doing that, both on the boys' side and the girls' side. In a few years' time, I think we have that in place. 10 years from now, who says that a girl on the national team can be from Romsås?